to the world of KOSMEK. Thank you very much for today's participation in our webinar about the introduction of the high-pressure products. My name is Nicola Kroller and I will guide you through today's webinar. In the next 20 minutes, you will hear and learn about the company KOSMEK. You will see how KOSMEK high-pressure products are unique and how you can benefit with them. And you will experience the benefits of the KOSMEK high-power, high-pressure components based on a short application example. Some organizational points up first. You will find this presentation as a downloadable video at www.kosmek.eu, as well as on a YouTube account from KOSMEK Europe. You can ask us questions directly via the Q&A or Messenger from Zoom. And depending on how much questions we get, we try to answer them at the end of the session. For any other belonging, please contact us directly at kosmek@kosmek.eu. KOSMEK is the world's leading expert in powered clamping. Due to the limitation from Japanese car manufacturers to 70 bars maximum pressure 40 years ago, KOSMEK developed one of the most innovative technologies for pneumatic and hydraulic workholding solutions like clamping, positioning, and supporting, and also for the factory automation and quick mold and quick die change range. Since then, KOSMEK has been the continuous market leader in Asia. 8 years ago, the increasing demand on KOSMEK patented low-pressure technology brought the company to Europe. And since then, KOSMEK is the only company in the world covering all areas of the workpiece production process. We offer solutions for the casting, injection molding, and for punches and presses, for example, like quick mold change systems, ejector rods for a faster ejector pattern change, positioning, and pre-rollers for easy loading and unloading of dies and molds. For work holding and machining, for example, we have various hydraulic and pneumatic clamps, work supports, and positioning solutions. And in terms of factory automation, we have like tool changes, pallet changes, and grippers. And KOSMEK is the only one who can equip the complete process steps from the casting to the finishing of the product. And furthermore, KOSMEK can bring machining on a machine tool together with machining process steps done by a robot. But today, we do not want to talk about the many patents of KOSMEK low-pressure technology. In Europe, still many companies prefer to use pressure levels at 150 to 250 bars for various reasons. For example, the long internal experience and knowledge, the machine tool park with the high pressures for clamping, or simple said, more trust in high pressure than in low pressure. KOSMEK also addresses this customer's wishes and requirements with a wide range of high-quality work-holding components for clamping, supporting cylinders, valves, and couplers. The high-pressure hydraulic range from KOSMEK goes up to 350 bars maximum pressure. Due to the limitation of 350 bars max pressure, KOSMEK is able to reduce the wall thickness of the main body. And because of that, we were able to use a bit more diameters at the piston itself. And now let us have a short look at a complete setup with our high-pressure products. Here you can see the complete fixture equipped with our KOSMEK high-pressure product range, starting with the swing and link clamps with the work supports and push cylinder, and as we can see here, various different valves and an air hydraulic unit with a non-leak valve, which in this case is a double-acting model. So first, we can see here the air hydraulic unit. This is the supply with the hydraulic pressure to the setup. The pressure goes through our non-leak valve into the fixture circuit, and the pressure goes through the accumulator into the sequence valve, which is for switching to the different sequences. So let's say the push cylinder needs to go first for a rough positioning. With the help of the sequence valve, you can set your fixture up that the push cylinder is first, second, maybe the work supports, or for a slightly touching, you also can use the swing clamps. Here we also have the reducing valves. For instance, as you can see here, our circuit goes from the sequence valve into the swing clamp and afterwards into the reducing valve and the push cylinder. So in case of unstable pressure, the pressure balance valve is there to keep the same pressure level always the same. So as you can see, KOSMEK can equip the whole high pressure fixture with KOSMEK elements. And now let us have a look at a single acting setup of a high pressure fixture. As you can see, we have basically only one circuit for releasing and locking of the components. And once more, we're starting into the hydraulic unit, which we cannot see here. And we go through our valves. In this case, it's a BK. This is a non-leak valve for single acting. And once more, we go through an accumulator or maybe a sequence valve into our push cylinders, work supports, and of course, swing or link clamps. And now let us have a short overview into which types of clamps we differ. Here you can see our single acting and double acting range from the KOSMEK high pressure swing and link clamps. Here you can see the single acting, the TMA or TLA one. And on the other hand, we have the double acting, which would be TMA2, TLA2, and TLP2. As you can see, we have different variants with a flange on top, with a flange on the bottom, or a compact body. We are able to use longer levers due to our internal structure. Our clamps are very high speed and have a high endurance of the work of the process. We have an excellent coolant resistance. You are able to attach speed control valves directly to the clamps, as we can see here on this port. The air bleeding can be done directly at the clamp for this reason. And we have different various body sizes from 35 millimeters up to 90 millimeters in diameter. The clamping force varies from 3.5 kilonewtons up to 40 kilonewtons at 350 bars. We have a stroke range from up to 33 millimeters and different various options in our clamps. And now, coming from standard single acting and double acting, we want to talk now about a special product, the one-port sensing clamps. This would be the model TLV and the TMV model. The one-port sensing clamps reduces complete fixture cost just by reducing, as we can see here, we only need one port for clamp or unclamp confirmation. So we do not need to make any additional gun hole drills, which we all know is very, very expensive for you to make. So now we can reduce the costs for the gun hole drills by more than by a half, just simply because we only need one port for sensing of clamp or unclamp with this special type of clamp. And once more, high pressure swing and link clamp with various different options, various different sizes, but more importantly, we are very compact and we can reduce the gun hole wears just by using a one-port sensing clamp. Coming from the clamps, we now want to cover our high pressure work supports. Here you can see the range of the work supports which are used in the high pressure area. We have the single acting work supports TNC and TC, and we have the double acting work support TND. The supporting forces goes up to 40 kilonewtons at 350 bar, and for our double acting model up to 16 kilonewtons at 350 bar. We have a threaded model which goes in low pressure from M16 and in high pressure from M26 up to M45 or M48 in a double acting model. We have an extremely soft touching force from 4 to 15 newtons. And of course, we have the long stroke model available in single or double acting. And in case of TC, we also have a special hollow model, which we can just insert a rod inside here because we are free. So now let us have a short look into the unique collet structure of our high pressure work supports. So let us have a quick look onto this video. In this video, you're able to see the plunger spring, the collet or the wedge mechanism of the component, and the outer sequence spring. So the collet or wedge mechanism is the pink part inside of here. The outer sequence spring, as you can see here, this part, and of course the plunger and plunger spring is of course here to see for you. So first we can see it here now in a released condition. The plunger is inside the work support due to the spring force of the work support. And once we are supplying pressure, the plunger is ascending and touching the workpiece very, very gently, as we can see here. So once there is the contact to the collet, will lock into the position, and from that point on, the work support won't move anymore, but still has a bit of flexibility for the workpiece. This function might also be called high power function inside of a work support, but we are able to use them inside of the high pressure and the low pressure models from KOSMEK, which enables us for very high supporting forces without any problems from the work support, the inside from the sequence spring. So we are very, very wear resistant with our work supports. So now let us have a look at the different sensing options from KOSMEK. As we already have seen, we have a one-port sensing clamp, and now you can see here our sensing models for the TNC single acting and double acting models. Of course, we have a release detection, we have an action confirmation, which we can see here. This is to get the appropriate feedback. KOSMEK has added a lock release detection by the air on top of the plunger, which we can see here. Between the top of the plunger and the plunger collet, you have a small gap, including a sealing. While the plunger is retracted, air is coming out of the gap. Once the plunger touches the workpiece, the gap is closed against the sealing and air pressure is locked in, which gives you the lock signal to the controller. Important at this type of action confirmation is that it works completely independent of the surface quality of the workpiece surface. No air failure can happen due to rough surfaces, like at some competitive work support models. And of course, in order to keep the inside of the work support clean, in very polluted environments, you can add the so-called air purge function. This means the work support is loaded with air pressure on the inside, which is blowing out on the most critical gaps and avoids finest dust and liquid to go inside the work support. Now, I want to have a short look at our high pressure cylinders. So here you can see we have various different models, from threaded body models up to linear cylinders and block cylinders in double acting and single acting types. For that, I want to have a short look at our website for further information to these components. And so here you can see our website. It is kosmek.co.gp. So once we are in our product ranges, you go to machine tool related products, and then you can choose which type of components you want to have a look at. So as I chose already is for linear cylinders, as we have seen in the presentation before. As once more, we have a special one-port sensing linear cylinder. The one-port sensing linear cylinder is basically built up the same as our one-port sensing swing or link clamp. So the functions of these linear cylinders are the same. We also have a compact model. We have, as we can see here, our double action LLP, the linear cylinder, and we have them in different options, like with a bottom flange or a compact bottom flange model, and of course our block cylinders and the single action pull and push cylinders or hollow cylinders. So once you need more information or want to have a look at our catalog, you just go onto this component, click it once, and here you are able to see the most interesting features of, as we can see here, our one-port sensing linear cylinder. We are able with one port to confirm push and pull actions, and as we can see, we have various different port connections, so we can easily connect them. You're also able to directly mount the speed control valve, and therefore you can minimize the number of sensors and minimize the numbers of ports, which enables you for simpler machining. And as we can see here, for shifting or for lifting, this may be some of the application examples. So this for our high pressure cylinder series. Every information you can find on this website. You just need to click onto the component. Here you can see a short introduction of the different options which are available. And For any further information, please contact us directly at kosmek@kosmek.eu, and we will take place and help you in the best way possible. So now for the high pressure cylinders, I want to get finished with it and go on to our valves and couplers. So in terms of high pressure valves, we have various different models. We have the non-leak valves, the accumulators, pressure reducing valves, pressure balance valves, sequence valves, pilot valves, and speed control valves. So the pressure reducing valves, as we already encountered, is to reduce the maximum pressure. With the pressure balance valves, you are able to keep the pressure level always at the same, even if some fluctuations inside of the circuits are happening. With the sequence valves, you are able to switch between different sequences and start with the soft work supports to support the workpiece. And afterwards, you can start the clamping sequences. And with our speed control valves, you can control the speed of each one of your components single-handedly, either way, directly or in the circuit line. This to our high pressure valves. We can now have a look at our high pressure coupler range. And as you can see here, we have various different models. We have pilot check valves models with non-leak coupling functions. We have the auto coupler functions, or we have the pressurization separated models, which are able to, even if pressure is connected, you can disconnect the couplers without any problems inside of the fixture, because the pressure will be trapped inside of the fixture. So no clamping or unclamping can happen because of separating of the models. And for that, we also want to have a short look onto our website to get a little bit into detail how you can check if the coupler is the right for you in your company. So once again, we have the non-leak couplers, as we have seen here, the PGA or PGCs. And once we are in a connected state and we are supplying pressure, we always have this pressure, even if we are disconnecting from the couplers. So the pressure is going to be trapped inside of the fixture itself. We also have different connection models from our couplers, which are to connect with 1 millimeters of stroke. So let us have a look at the PGA first. So we're going into the PGA. This maintains the supply pressure on the outgoing side after the disconnection. You are smaller than the previous product, which may be used by you, and you can make a complete nest. So let's say you want to equip a complete tombstone, just use these PGAs, which are smaller, or just use a rotary joint, for instance. It's also a possibility. And here you can see the action description. You can see the small ball inside here, and you can see a small ball or a piston, which is going to be pushed into the coupler when we are connecting. And in the terms of release operation, we are getting deconnected with the help of the spring inside here. We're getting pushed outside, and therefore we are not connected anymore. And we also have the possibilities in terms of our couplers. If we are going back to machine tools and fixtures, we go down to our auto couplers or leakless couplers. In terms of high pressure, we are going to our auto couplers, which are available. And as we can see here, we have two auto couplers, the JLP and the GNC, which are used in high pressure environments. So here you can see we have the body, we have with the check valve, and we have two different types. We have the flange type, as we can see here with the body, or we have the manifold type, where the body is inside of the fixture and inside of these threaded part. So for the couplers, I want to stop here and go back into a short application example where our high pressure concepts are used. Here you can see the fixture from the distributor Máquina Center from Spain. Here you can see the fixture equipped with push cylinders and work supports from KOSMEK. You can see once more that here are 4 nests equipped with the work supports for equipping of the work, for supporting of the workpiece, and the push supports for locking the workpiece in the fixture itself. As you can see here, we have 4 times the same component and the same fixture. And with the help of the KOSMEK high pressure components, we are able to reduce, if we are saying for the one-port sensing, you can reduce the gun hole drills, so we can reduce the fixture costs. You only need to use 350 bars on the fixture, which also enables you to reduce the maintenance costs. And of course, the wear inside of the components is frequently less than if you're operating with, let's say, 500 bar. And these are some of the benefits from the high pressure product range from KOSMEK Europe. Thank you very much to all of you for your time and participation in today's webinar about the introduction of high pressure elements from KOSMEK. Stay safe and have a nice weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.